Okay, Spirits on Sproat. What'd you think this year?
Oh, I love Spirits on Sproat. That's one where it's all homemade figures of movies, figures or characters from different movies. And this year, I mean, every year it's outstanding, but this year there's even more, and there's more stuff added, and there's always new characters from different movies. This year is Pennywise. There's several other ones. I know Michael mentioned some of them, but every year it just gets better and better. And this year, to me, I think is even the best year yet. In the garage, there's actually a screen showing clips from the old Universal classic movies. I was just really impressed that with movie posters from those old classic movies. Lots of music and sound bites. Really makes it atmospheric. It's outstanding. Not to mention creepy Michael Myers, a live actor that is all over the place. He stalks people walking around. He's on the roof. He's all over the place. And there were a couple added actors as well, including a Jason that you don't see very often either. This is the first time I've seen him at this particular haunt. And he just kind of came out of nowhere. He just jumped up and oh my gosh, and scaring people. But this one, if you're gonna do home haunts or you do yard displays, Spirits on Sproat is one not to be missed. You have to go check it out. This is easily top rating, Hall of Fame this year.
All right, Spirits on Sproat. What did you think?
Well, it has always been one of my favorites, and that doesn't change this year. And this year they have 3 live actors, which they didn't have last year. So every year they add new characters. This year they have Jack Skellington. They have Slappy from Goosebumps, which I'm a fan of. So I mean, if you've gone in the past, you definitely want to go again because he adds new stuff every year.
And what would you say as far as rating goes?
The highest rating is definitely a 5. Easily going to be Hall of Fame once again. Make sure you see that one.
Okay, Spirits on Sproat, every time we go there, it's always a good time because it's interactive. There are always new figures. In fact, I believe this year they had 10 new figures this year, and it's always nice to see which ones are new. And sometimes you can tell by the placement of where these figures are. For those of you who don't know, Spirits on Sproat is a yard display that focuses on movie characters, both old and new. It's in the backyard of the home right now because it got too big for the front yard. It used to be in the front yard. And each of the characters has a placard, not by the character itself, but on a big wall that explains where they're from, what the character is. And there's even a game you can play on your phone where you can match the description with the character and see if you're right. As Laura mentioned, this year the new addition was video clips of classic Universal movies. And not just your standard Universal stuff like Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. They also had some of the sequel ones. For example, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman was in there. The Mummy's Tomb was in there. The Son of Dracula, things like that you don't necessarily normally see. It's always nice to see. And along the side were movie posters too. And one of the things I noticed this year at Spirits on Sproat, last year it was a first because it was the very first haunt we had ever gone to where they had a Jack Nicholson figure from The Shining. Well, this year, Jack Nicholson, he was in the garage last year. This year, he was along the side, so I knew that they'd have a new figure this year. And this is another first, the very first and only home haunt that we've ever seen that has a Vincent Price figure. Very first time we've ever seen Vincent Price. Isn't that right, Laura?
That's right.
So, really cool stuff for classic movie fans and modern movie fans. All the movie monsters are here. All the classic horror tropes are here. Everything from, as Michael said, Goosebumps, all the way back to Phantom of the Opera. For example, we've got a whole spectrum of different movies. So if you're a movie fan, you want to come here. If you're a horror fan, you want to come here. If you like to get scared, you'd also want to come here because one of the best Michael Myers live actors that we've seen. And as Laura said, this year we had Jason, and there was a clown who pretended to be fake, but he wasn't. So you can spend a lot of time here. Bring the kids, come along, spend a lot of time, look at this, get a little education about some of the movie characters, maybe revisit some of your favorite movie characters. Very easily, one of the most enjoyable home haunt / yard displays that we've ever been to, and this year is definitely a Hall of Fame for me. I just want to see how long you'll last before you ask me when I'm going to start. Blooper reel. All right. It keeps fading in and out. And so are you.